So Sri Krishna is telling Arjun that he whose undertakings are free from the will of desire, whose works are burned up in the fire of wisdom, him the wise call a man of learning. There's handouts there on the chair. We're on verse 19. Okay, what we see a word here on the last line, Pandit. What does Pandit mean? Tell me what a Pandit means. What is a Pandit?
Priest.
Priest, yeah, it can be a priest. A Pandit is a very high level, very high stage. We don't do it so much here because we don't speak Hindi so much. But particularly in India, people are so clever at misusing, in fact, abusing word that people in India call a person who makes pan a Pandit. Does a Pandit light a stove? The definition of a Pandit given in this verse is someone whose undertakings are free from the will of desire and whose works are burned up in the fire of wisdom. That's what it says. This verse shows us in a way which we can become free from the bondage of works without stopping all work. There are two ways to become free from the bondage of works. The first is to enjoy the fruit from work, so you become free of it, because once you've done it, let's say you eat a mango once, you like it. Second time, you like it, but not as much as you did first time. Eat it a third time, it's okay, but not as good before. Fourth time, you're sick of it. See what happens? That desire for the fruit goes away. That bondage goes away. That's the first way to enjoy the fruit. But then if you don't want to enjoy the fruit of work, there's another way. This verse says that works can be burned up in the fire of wisdom. Therefore, when there is wisdom, then works will be burnt. Shri Krishna is going to say later in the Gita that Hamasya gnani sarva karmani vavasya kurutu tata, meaning the fire of wisdom reduces all karmas to ashes. We have a mountain of karmas that we've collected throughout all our births. We are not ready to pay for them, and nobody is ready to take them from us. What then should we do about these works? There's one way to obtain wisdom so that works can be burnt. A farmer, for example in India, often has dry grass, which is a grass that's useless now. He puts it into a stack, it stays there for about 6 to 10 months, but there's no use for it. No animal can eat it, therefore it's completely worthless. Nobody is even prepared to take it. Then the season for harvest comes, and this dry grass is taking up a lot of space. What should the farmer do? The farmer asks people if they want it, and they all say they don't want it. The farmer has this useless dry grass. The farmer decides to light a fire to it, and in 10 minutes it's completely cleared out. The farmer now has that extra space cleared out. In the same way, we do not know when we'll have to pay for our karmas, and nobody wants to pay for them. We know who knows what karmas we've done, and we don't have the wish to pay for them. We have no wish, and even others don't have the wish to pay for our karmas. What then should we do? Our scriptures say we should burn them using the fire of wisdom, so they get reduced to ashes. All our bondages to karmas are as a result of agnan. It says agnan, ignorance. Vedantis give a very nice example. A person goes to sleep at night, he starts having dreams. He went to London, from India, he started a business, and the business was going well. His profits kept increasing, and he kept increasing his profile. People used to come from nearby towns, and they asked him to look after their money. They would leave him money, then he would invest that in his business. And he obviously used CMS as his lawyers. His business went so well that he became the #1 business person in London. He became famous, and people recognized him wherever he went. Suddenly, one of the government's David Cameron's policies changed, and the worst effect of this was felt by his business. His business started making losses, and everyone found out about it. The people in London very fickle, so they came back to take money of him just as quickly as they had given money to him. He told them that he had not left their money in a safe, and they had invested the money in a business. So many people were asking for their money back that he just had to keep giving more and more money back. The line of people asking for money became so big, he sold his house, sold his possessions, yet the creditors didn't decrease in numbers. This person becomes despondent because he had so much fame in society, but now it's all been lost. Everyone was criticizing him, his name was coming in a metro, he couldn't bear it, he had lost his reputation completely. He thought it would be better to die. He found out the best place in London to kill himself. He climbed on top of a tower. He jumps off, and with a sound of "ah," he wakes up from his dream, and he realizes he's in his bedroom. When he gets up from his bed and opens his eyes, then the first thing he learns is what? It was all a dream. As soon as he realizes this is a dream, was he in London? No. Was he a businessman? No. Has he made a profit? No. Has he made a loss? No. Are there any creditors? No. Has he lost his reputation? No. Is there a reason for him to kill himself? No. While the dream was going on, then it looked real, and as if everything was happening. It is a characteristic of a dream that while it is running, then it seems real, but when the dream breaks, then the person realizes that it was a dream. In the same way, until now, our lives are running because of this ignorance of living in the dream. A person thinks that a lot has happened and he has a lot of bondage. But as soon as this dream breaks, this darkness of ignorance stops and the light of knowledge shines as a person opens his eyes and he realizes, Aham Brahmasmi. What does Aham Brahmasmi mean? It means I am Brahman, I am God. It means I am the same. If Brahman is in each and every particle, if God is omnipresent, why can he not be in me? Aham Brahmasmi from the Upanishads, meaning I am Brahman. When that happens, then all the bondages go away. All the bondages were once of the body, and you are not the body. That is what knowledge is. It's the process of collecting, it's not the process of collecting information and reading book after book. Knowledge is self-knowledge. It's about who am I? While you don't know this, then how will you know other people? When a person uses a map to find a place, then first he should find out where he is standing. When you're in a big zoo, then there's maps, there's various places in that zoo. The big map shows all the places in the zoo and has a big arrow saying that you are here. Unless and until you know where you are, don't know where you are, how can you go where you want to? You should know where you are, and then you can see where you're going to, for example, where the lions are, where the children's area is. You must know where you are. In life as well, if you want to attain wisdom, then first of all, you should know who you are. When you know this, then you can go further, you can travel further. If you have the best map, but you do not know where you are, then what is the use of having that map? That map becomes useless. In the same way, the scriptures are very good. The scriptures are maps that show us where to go, but first of all, we should know who we are. If you read the scriptures with condensation, then they can be very helpful to you. They can also be helpful in helping you find out who you are. But a person must have the attitude of wanting to find out about this himself or herself. As soon as she finds out, then there are no karmas, there is no bondage. Such a person becomes a pandit. A pandit is a person who has direct wisdom of the soul, and wisdom can never be borrowed. Wisdom is always direct. Wisdom is an experience. The thing that is borrowed is information from a book, but this is not wisdom. That is what a pandit is. It says in our scriptures, Panda iti pandita, and also Panda vidyate asmin sa panditaha. Someone who has gained wisdom of the soul is a pandit. A lot of definitions are given of the name pandit. It's about wisdom of the soul. Someone whose intellect is directed towards Brahman is a pandit. A person whose intellect is directed at the outside material world can never be a pandit. It is also a person that works naturally without having any desires, just as naturally as a river flows, just as naturally as the wind blows, just as naturally as a flower blooms, and just as naturally as a cuckoo sings. Such a person has no wishes. When a cuckoo sings, then it has no wishes. A cuckoo never says that when it sings, the person should record it, and so it can make a platinum disc. A cuckoo just sings. When the right season comes, then the cuckoo can't go without singing. It can't do anything apart from sing. Similarly, a person should think that he can't do anything apart from act. He should not act because he wants something out of it. He should have happiness in acting alone. We saw this in the last verse, that karma akarma pashit, meaning that when a person sees inaction in action and action in inaction. Who remembers what the difference between the two are? Who remembers action and inaction? remember this? You remember? Vinoba Bhave, who was a freedom fighter with Gandhi, defined actions, inactions, and vikarma, which are special actions. Action is something you do within the boundaries of dharma, which we've discussed. Then you've got vikarma, which means doing actions with your heart, doing something fully with your heart. We gave the example of a clothes dyer in India who couldn't make a dress like he made before for a businessman. Why? Because he had made that dress for his wife. He could make a dress that good for his wife, but not someone else's wife, because he was doing it with his heart. And then you've got inaction, when you're acting but don't have the feeling of being the doer. What Vinoba Bhave said is that if you pour actions, work you're doing for dharma, into vikarma, which are actions done with the heart, then they become inactions. Understood? Understood? Okay, good. Okay, so that's what it is. That's Gita. It says the Pandit, and only a wise person can be called a Pandit. Someone who burns up karmas by the fire of wisdom. An ordinary person can't be called a Pandit. Ordinary people just give anyone the certificate of Pandit. But Gita says that wise people are called Pandits because they've made themselves steady and they've advanced in a direction towards the Supreme Being. Wisdom is not just a bulk of information. Our scriptures say that moksha dihi gnanam, meaning that when one's intellect is geared towards moksha, liberation, that person is wise, is knowledgeable. Such a person has made development in a path towards Brahman. That's what a Pandit is, and such a person attains very great state. Verse 20.